I thought he was outstanding for the time he was on the pitch, particularly in that first half.
Geordie Journo's back here at the City Ground where Newcastle United, they're through. Third round of the Carabao Cup. Wasn't easy, really is when Newcastle are involved. But hey, 1-1 draw after 90 minutes and then 4-3 on penalties. Sean Longstaff, friend of the channel, Sean Longstaff.
Friend of the channel, Sean Longstaff.
The hero at the end. So yeah, Jordan, thoughts? Sandro Tonali's back, Joe Willock's injured, but Newcastle are through.
Where to start with it, Dom? Where to start with it? I mean, I'll glance over the performance first. I thought 18 seconds, what a start. Joe Willock then gets injured, which you asked the question, doesn't sound good at all. Doesn't sound good for him at all. Pain in his thigh. Obviously, it'll be further assessed, but Eddie Howe even said that he doesn't think it looks good, which is a huge blow for him. That was. We talked about Sandro Tonali. It was Joe Willock's first start since April. Obviously, barely kicked the ball really last season because of his ongoing Achilles injury. He recovers from Achilles injury, and now he's got a thigh problem. So
he's become one of those players.
Just feel that I've always said I felt like he would break down again, but when I said he'd break down again, I meant his Achilles. I didn't think he'd then pick up a thigh injury. He's just going for a horrible period in his career at the moment where he just can't seem to shake anything off, and that was terrible luck today because you felt his fortunes had sort of changed by getting on the score sheet straight away. Obviously scored in this competition last year against Man United. And Newcastle with Joe Willock and the team were a good side for that opening 15 minutes, but then when he went off, I felt like it derailed Newcastle a little bit. Tonali started in sort of the number 6 role, but then moved out to the 8 role, if you like, on the right hand side with Bruno coming on individually, which will come on to Tonali. Tonali was probably the brightest spark in that first half, but as a team it didn't quite click. Forest piled on the pressure, deservedly got an equaliser, were on top for a bit after that, but then just like Sunday, the changes changed the course of the game. Gordon came on, went over to the left hand side, Harvey Barnes came over to the right. Timo Livramento came down on the right hand side, Sean Longstaff in midfield, and I thought all those 3 players made a massive difference, and they had chances to win it in normal time, and it felt like the opportunity might have slipped because they weren't able to get that winner. And then when Joe Linton sees his penalty save, it feels like it's going to be one of those nights, and at that point Newcastle's season is on sort of like a knife edge already, and I know that's a really silly thing to say, because it's not a silly thing to say actually, because it's perception. If Newcastle had a loss tonight and they haven't signed anyone in the transfer window yet, or anyone of note, then there would have been angry fans out there, and we would have been doing this. We would have been talking about a totally different. We'd have done a totally different 100%. Video.
The Eddie Howe's press conference would have been totally different. Our mood, the fans' mood. I just said to you before, Sandro Tonali has a great moment with the fans there, with his Italian flag, hugging all the fans. A great moment for him after so long. That doesn't happen if Newcastle lose on penalties.
No.
So it's a. 2 shocking penalties from Forest, and Newcastle taking good penalties, bar Joe Linton's, which was a good save from the goalkeeper, to be fair, away from not having any of those moments. And football is defined on small moments that have, it's like a butterfly effect, like have big impacts on seasons, and that could be one of them, and for Sandro Tonali as well.
I think so. I mean, it was massive they got through tonight. I would say they've probably got a favourable draw in the next round now with Wimbledon. New ground for us.
Still away.
Bit of self-indulgence there, but it is still away. New ground for us, but Wimbledon League 2, I want to say. Could be wrong. I think they're League 2.
They've teetered a few years.
I think I'm fairly confident they're in League 2. So, it's not at home, but in terms of opposition on paper, it's a pleasant surprise that Newcastle have got lower league opposition given how the cup draws have went in recent times.
In fairness, but Wimbledon just knocked out a Premier League team.
I know. It'll be a tough one, but on paper, you avoid one of the big 7.
We were worried. Nuno, the Forest boss, was doing his press conference, and in the corner, or like through glass, there was a TV showing the draw, and every time it was Man City, Liverpool.
We kept looking at each other,
and it was like, it's going to be them. Arsenal away, it's going to be them. It wasn't, and actually it was almost a welcome surprise, even though it's a long midweek away trip. it's a new ground for Newcastle fans. I mean, Plough Lane isn't very old at all.
Not two or 3 years old.
Yeah. So, new ground for most fans.
Yeah.
New ground for Newcastle, and a new experience. So yeah, and on paper a very winnable game as well. And then all of a sudden you're in the last 16. In
more minutes for Tonali as well. Not an opportunity to play him. We might as well come on to him. I thought he was outstanding for the time he was on the pitch, particularly in that first half. As I said there, he was head and shoulders above everyone on the pitch, I thought. Looked sharp, was quick in parts as well. It looks like he's actually got a yard of speed since we last seen him as well. Linked up the play really well down that right hand side with Almirón. Quick passes, got about the pitch really well. I think he ran himself so hard that there was at one moment where Eddie Howe mentioned that he had sickness. And when the physio came on, it looked like Tonali was struggling to breathe. Eddie Howe said that was sickness. I'm guessing that's probably because he put it in, really did put it in. And yeah, in that first half he was comfortably the best player. In the second half he got a good 15 minutes before he came off. So I think really positive signs from him today. I still think he's got a bit of a way to go in terms of reaching that sort of full sharpness, but it could have went two ways today. He could have came back after 10 months and looked so rusty, or could have gone the other way, which it did, where he's came in and made an impact. And he's got fans talking about how much they've missed him.
Yeah.
And it's up to him now to keep on giving them performances. But that was a real good starting block for him today. I don't think he'd start at the weekend based off Eddie Howe's comments where they said they need to sort of manage his minutes, make the right decisions for the team. But that was a big step for him today. The scenes at the end, incredible scenes, really. Hug from a supporter, Forza Tonali flags, Italian flags. It was a big moment for him, and hopefully he can build on this. Yeah,
it looked like he was playing like almost with the adrenaline of coming back. The way he was running around, getting about the pitch. I wouldn't say he was absolutely outstanding. I think in a poor Newcastle performance, he was the bright spark, I'd say. I thought the way he was getting on the ball and trying to make passes didn't always come off. He overhit a few passes, but I thought with real intent he found Miguel Almirón a couple of times. He played a role in the opening goal, picked it out.
Was that his first touch after 10 months?
Yes.
To play a part in the goal?
I mean, he plays it Almirón, who then flicks it onto Isak. So it's a minor role in the goal, but still a role nonetheless. So yeah, perfect start for him after 10 months out. But yeah, I think he was probably Newcastle's best player in the first half. I wouldn't say it's saying an awful lot because I don't think Newcastle were.
Yeah, I get what
they're yet to get out of that second gear. They're yet to reach top gear that we know they can reach. And even with fewer injuries now, okay, they picked up an injury to Joe Willock tonight, but they've got key players back. They're playing teams where you'd expect them to almost not dominate, but certainly be on the front foot against them. They're just struggling a little bit.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you want to analyse the game properly, and we just judge what we've watched, and you take into account the 2 Premier League games that they've played so far, they haven't played very well in the majority of those games.
I don't think they played well tonight. Eddie Howe said they were outstanding in the closing stage. I thought they were decent in the closing stages, and it probably bodes well that the last 2 games they've both ended quite strongly after making changes.
They've started games well. I think I remember against Southampton. I'd say Southampton probably for the first 5 minutes against Southampton, 15 minutes against Bournemouth. Yeah. They started well for 18 seconds today, but then it's sort of that dip after. That was evident on Saturday. And it was evident tonight as well, and it wasn't until those changes where Newcastle started to get themselves back in the game. And look, it's good that Howe's got these options on the bench to make an impact. He didn't have them last year, but you don't want to be in a position where you need to bring on subs on the 60th minute of every game to try and get yourselves back into a game, or indeed try and regain control of a game. You want to be playing well for all the game basically, and they have. I don't know. Maybe we'll base our opinions on what we believe Newcastle can be, and we've seen it whether at high intensity, high press.
We're yet to see it so far.
We haven't seen that this season,
and
that's still the way Eddie Howe wants to play. So it's not like it's been a change from Eddie Howe. Yeah. He wants to play that way, and we're not seeing the way that he wants to play.
I thought Newcastle looked tired at spells tonight until the changes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair.
3 games into the season, it's not what you want.
I think
Eddie Howe admitted they're still getting up to speed and there's still work to do after a disjointed pre-season. It's sort of destabilising pre-season in some ways. So,
because of the Euros, etc.
Yeah, so and obviously the transfer stuff, which Eddie Howe said probably for the first time, it's almost unsettled players the way the transfer window has played out. But speaking of Eddie Howe after, no transfer updates really.
No transfer update. I think it was the thing I would take about is he doesn't want to lose anyone.
Yeah, he sort of doubled down on that, hadn't he?
Yeah.
He was asked about Kieran Trippier tonight, and he said, I don't want to lose my players, and he said the squad is not as deep as almost made out to be.
I think he said we've got to be careful.
Because I think it's quite high in numbers, but there's players like the 5 goalkeepers for one, and you've got your Joe White who's been injured, probably. Where does he go? Harrison Ashby, where does he go? There's a good few players who will be ultimately look to ship them out in the final few days of the window. So in terms of actual first team ready players, Eddie Howe doesn't view his squad as being particularly deep. Yeah,
he was asked about Almirón as well, wasn't he? Because there's been links to Fulham today, and that was probably the first. I mean, the first opportunity you got to see Almirón this season, and I thought he looked like a player that was trying to sort of put the transfer speculation behind him. I actually thought he was good in the first half. You don't agree?
No, I do agree. Actually, I thought Miguel Almirón was. I think he faded a little bit. I thought he started quite well.
But I thought
he played a key role in the goal, and then he did it again. He had
a shot saved, and then I thought his defensive work was outstanding.
He's outstanding.
Was outstanding.
Miguel Almirón was outstanding.
I thought his defensive work was maybe not outstanding, but
it was good.
I thought it was really good.
No, it was. I thought Miguel Almirón was.
This isn't me saying Miguel Almirón has to stay. By the way, I'm just judging what I see tonight.
You can only judge it on 90 minutes, or you can judge him on his entire Newcastle career.
Just on the. Because as you mentioned there about players being unsettled, I think Almirón's the obvious one because Newcastle have essentially been trying to get rid of him for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I think we all know what Almirón is, and I think he showed that tonight. He worked hard.
Almirón will have games every so often where you go, wow, he was really good today. I mean, he wasn't really good tonight, but he will have the odd game because he's got that in his locker because he works hard, he tackles well, he tracks back, he is capable of moments.
Yeah.
They're just too few and far between, and it's sort of the bad outweighs the good almost in terms of Newcastle wanting to be upwardly mobile. So that's why the club are trying to get rid of him. But Miguel Almirón will have moments every so often where you go, oh, that's nice. Well done, Miggy. And I thought that was maybe one of those games tonight where he was like, fair enough, you put in a good shift. Well done on your return.
Yeah. I don't think there'll be any movement on him in the final.
Well, Eddie Howe said, I think his answer was, we wouldn't want anyone to leave without bringing in a replacement. So I think Miguel Almirón is, if he were to leave, they'd need a replacement lined up, obviously, because that's a position where they need someone anyway.
Fans would take that. I think fans would roll the dice on selling Almirón, and obviously it would have to be a winger that replaced him. I think people would roll the dice on selling Almirón and getting someone in. But that's just hypothetical stuff. We don't know that of any certainty. So. I mean, the transfer window closes. This video is going to go out.
I know,
probably
in less than
Thursday now.
Yeah, less than 48 hours. The transfer window will be shut.
Like they're going to have to get a move on. There's no update on.
Needed a move on for 2 months.
He was asked about has there been an update. He said no update, but I'll check my phone after or something. I don't know. It was some.
He says, I haven't checked my phone. No updates from today, but I haven't been checking my phone. So.
Right. Okay. Right. See, no update.
Is he ever? Paul Mitchell was here.
Paul Mitchell was there. The players were coming out, and I was waiting for tonight to come out the tunnel at the start. He never did, but a lot of the players did. And Paul Mitchell was deep in conversation with someone. I've got no idea who it is. It wasn't Mark Gee, if anyone's wondering, or Mark Gee's agent, or it might have been. I don't know. I don't know what Mark Gee's agent looks like. But I'm presuming it wasn't him. But yeah, Paul Mitchell was here tonight, and he's got a big. Because it's positive tonight because they've got through, but they've got to do some work between now and the end of the window, and they're going to have to bring someone in. The Mark Gee saga you guys are probably sick of hearing about it. We're sick of talking about it. We don't have to go over it. I thought there might have been movement to start the week, as I mentioned on the pre-match press conference video, and then there was positive noise on Monday, and then on Tuesday he's in the Crystal Palace starting 11. So I've got no idea anymore. We'll just have to wait and see if they do get over the line. I believe they're still trying. Talk of alternatives. Yeah, let's just wait and see. But there's going to have to be some kind of incoming of some kind of big name, whatever, a starter. They just need something. Because I think it'd be a major disappointment if they weren't to bring someone in.
No, I agree. But yeah, Mark Gay, I'm not going to talk about him until he's through the door. Yeah. And then I'll ask Eddie about him, and then he'll be able to talk about him. Yeah. So yeah, all in all, in terms of transfers, actually, Elliot Anderson, we saw him again tonight. It was interesting. He was out with the Newcastle players on his own, almost in that little huddle for about 20-25 minutes, and I thought he played well, actually.
He did.
Nearly scored an absolute.
It was like a chipped.
I would say worldy, but it's like majestic. It would have been. I wouldn't have cheered it though.
I don't know, Newcastle fans might have.
No, they were singing Jody Maradona.
They were singing Jody Maradona, and when he got substituted towards the end, there was all 4 corners of the ground clapping Elliot Anderson off. We all know the situation. I'm really ashamed to see him go. Eddie Howe spoke about it pre-match where he said he was reviewing the Southampton's win it. Reviewing Nottingham Forest win at Southampton on Saturday, and he said it was tinged with sadness seeing Anderson play so well. But such as PSR. Not very nice PSR. But no, I thought there was some good performances in the Newcastle team. I think.
Harvey Barnes an apology yet?
No.
I thought Harvey Barnes once again was good today.
Right, so we're gonna. People will say with you and they won't say with me, but I thought Harvey Barnes on the left hand side was very, very one-dimensional, to the point where he only came into the game again when he got moved to the right. He was brilliant towards the end. He was in that
Tino
time,
Livramento and Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, so on the right hand side he was excellent. Yeah, no, I agree with that. But he was very one-dimensional on the left. I thought it got a bit tedious in the end, the way he was sort of cutting inside, and I think the Nottingham Forest fullback learned how to deal in the end. There was moments in the first half when he cut inside. I think he set up chances for Almirón. Was it Almirón was one?
He put a great ball in.
So there was moments in that game from the left hand side where he managed to cut inside and create an opportunity. But I just thought he didn't really have an impact after the second half, and then he moved over after the break, and then moved over to the right, and then that's when I thought he really came into it. And I'll admit I thought he was really good towards the end. Newcastle's biggest threat, but I still think there's questions about Harvey Barnes. But I know that's not a popular opinion.
No,
I feel I've got to double down.
No, I'll tell you what. I thought Harvey Barnes was decent again tonight. I think we know what Harvey Barnes is. I think maybe question marks over his end product tonight. Like, he has that shot, hits the side netting, good effort. I thought he put a really good ball in. Could have got maybe another assist tonight. He was good. I thought Tino Livramento came on, looked good. One player who I think 3 games is maybe too early to be concerned about, but one player where I'm like, ooh, he needs a goal, is Alexander Isak. Where, I mean,
it'll come, man. It'll come.
Alexander Isak is as good a striker as you will see in world football.
The best.
Is the best Newcastle striker since Alan Shearer. It's just, it's 3 games now, and he's been quiet. He's been quiet in all 3.
Has. I mean, his performance against Southampton, he was the man that sort of got Newcastle up the pitch. I felt quite sorry for him.
That was his best performance. I thought he was good in a uncomfortable situation for Newcastle where it was backs against the wall.
And then Bournemouth on Saturday didn't really get. I mean, he's had chances to score, but
he could have scored after 17 seconds tonight.
I think I don't know how I'm making this up in my head, but I think he had a chance to score Bournemouth as well from probably a similar position as the one tonight.
It was saved.
So he's had the opportunity to score. Yeah, I mean, is he feeding off a lack of service? I don't think he is, actually.
Well, Newcastle, the last 2 games for 20 minutes have had a spell of dominance, and you've almost forgot Alexander Isak's playing, which I think is a little bit worrying for such an important player that he's almost fading into the background a little bit.
It'll come with him. But yeah, you're right. I think the opening 3 games he hasn't scored yet. He's probably had 2.
He did have a slow start last season as well. He scored twice on the opening day, but then I'm sure he didn't score again until he came off the bench against Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
so
right.
He went through a spell, and towards the back end of the season before that, I'm sure he only scored. That brace against Villa was a run of 2 goals in 12 games or something for Isak. So, no doubt in his quality. That's something that sparked in my mind tonight. It's another game for Alexander Isak where he's just struggled to get involved.
Well, if we're going to individual players, Joe Linton had a bit of a... I said he was sluggish on Sunday, and I didn't think he was much better tonight, to be honest. I described him as hit and missy.
Hit and missy?
Hit and missy.
That's the journalistic insight I know you for, John. That's brilliant.
Hit and missy.
Hit and missy.
But he was. I thought there was times when, he won tackles, got about the pitch well, but then times he just didn't know where the ball was, or he would just lose it. And it was quite similar to what he did on Sunday. But look, why? No, I'm not going to sit here and...
Newcastle.
No.
Look, we've got to put our microscope on the performance a little bit, look at individuals, but ultimately, Joe Linton's one of those players where he could turn up against Spurs and be incredible.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
He feeds off St James's Park, Joe Linton.
He does. Loves a fist pump in the air and he scores.
So hopefully see him back. Tonali, will he be involved? To what degree? Kieran Trippier started tonight. I thought it was interesting. Kieran Trippier starts the game, leads the side out. Bruno comes on, armband straight on Bruno's arm. So
getting your place, Kieran.
That captain hierarchy, very clear.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. I suppose we knew that, but
we did. But you'd like to think Kieran Trippier, you're back in the side. Just lead the team out. Bruno, he's not the official captain, but he is the team captain.
Team captain. Jamal Lascelles club captain, so?
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah.
Do
you want to wrap it up there? We don't want to
I think
it too much.
I think that's it. I don't know if we've missed anything. I don't think we have. As I say, transfers.
The cup was still in it. I think this feels a little bit like Blackburn in the cup last season, where it's like you lose that, the season's over. There's nothing really to get you. The negative feeling becomes much more. It's not the season's over if they lost at Forest tonight. It was just that negative feeling around the club, and they've had to rely on penalties to actually almost alleviate that, at least for the next few days.
Yeah, definitely.
And now it's about making a few signings and hopefully making at least one signing, and hopefully we'll be back on deadline day for Eddie Howe's pre-match press conference against Spurs.
Yeah, I don't know how to play that one. I don't know how to play that. Because anything we ask Eddie Howe in the morning about transfers or whatever could be out of date by the end of the day. So I don't know how we're going to...
You've seen our brainstorming live. How we're going to do our next video.
How we're going to do a video on Friday.
How do you want us to do our video?
We could, if you've got the time. I don't know if I do, but I'm putting it out there. Maybe do a video after the transfer window.
After it closes?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Maybe not meet up at 11 o'clock at night, but...
well, maybe.
If you got any free time on...
Oh, not on Saturday.
No.
That's a rare day off.
Aye, right. Anyway, we've got that point in the video, we'll start waffling.
Yes.
We'll have a conversation about that off camera as to how we attack.
We'll have Friday. Liam back, not on Friday, but certainly for Spurs.
Yes, back for Spurs. Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Yeah, it will. Right.
Get your words in while you can. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's why these videos keep running over. It always gets the... We should have wrapped this up 5 minutes ago, but we'll keep talking. But shall we wrap it up?
Yes.
Right. Sponsor, though.
Four Rivers Financial Planning for all your holistic financial and pension needs. So check them out. Link in the description. And Jordan, take it away. T's and C's.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring the bell as well for all your latest Geordie Journos content. And the thanks button. I keep plugging it. You guys keep donating. It is much.
Shira donated the other day.
Shira 69. Is it Shearer 69?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, get in, Shearer.
But look, I haven't got the begging bowl out, but it always makes us feel rewarded when a donation comes in. It's a very pleasant thing. So if you've got a few pennies to spare, we always appreciate those donations. So thanks for that, and I'm just saying,
yeah, that's it, Shearer.
So we shall see you on the next video. How we're going to do
Tony
that.
Little as well. Thank you, Tony. I knew there was another one.
Yeah.
£5.
Generous. Right. See you on the next video, whenever that is. We'll decide.
Friday.
Friday. We'll see you Friday.